Hello and welcome to my hallway. Welcome to another video where today we're going to be talking decor because I have been up to some decor organization. So a little bit of organizing, and that's how that works, Aubrey. Okay, she's like 5 p.m. right now if the brain is not on. I have been a little nuts with organizing my decorations because they've been all over the place. So I'm going to show you what I've done there, but I have also put up decor and we are going to put up decor. It's just the decor, just all things decor is what we're doing in this video. So let's get started. I'm going to start with this closet because I don't have a before. We need a name for this guy. Excuse me, sir. I need to get into your closet here. Okay. So this closet, we're starting with the organization. We'll get to some actual decor I've put up. But this closet used to be, we'll have a little short that kind of shows some of this, but it was filled to the brim with decor. And the challenge is that, like, I mean, I'm an ADHD girl, so when things are in a closet and I don't see them, okay, to be fair, I have just relocated them to drawers. Is that any different? I don't know. There's something about it, like, just, I feel like it's more visible where I have it, where I just forget it. I don't have visuals of it. We'll talk about that with like clothing in another video. I have an idea for ways of like knowing what's in my closet. Because you know when you go in your closet and things are just way over here past the wall. At least they are for me. I forget they exist. Okay, I want to remember that. And I have a lot of decor in here that some of it I just wanted to put out, and some of it I just need to get kind of like prepped and organized. So when we do go to do videos, we have plans. We are actually actively making plans. That will be a little bit of a discussion at the end for this year and like decor reno situations. But I needed to get it sorted. So basically I took everything out of this closet, and then come with me to my office. I will show you where I put it. So when you enter the studio, we have my like buffet area. I call it my altar. I'm not a practicing Wiccan, okay? Do not come to me for the expertise. I like the decor. I like the decor, but I also like to live in a sort of fantastical world, and that's why I have a lot of witchcraft stuff. For those of you that are curious, don't come for me. Don't come for me, and don't come to me about anything Wicca. But this is my altar, is what I call my altar. And inside are a bunch of drawers. It's a dresser. And I haven't really been utilizing this dresser, and I thought, let's get the decor out. I don't know, did I just shift it from one place to another? Maybe I did. They are more organized. So I feel like it is a win in that way. And I did get to get my hands on everything to determine like, here are some things I can actually like put up now. But I wanted to show you my drawers. We're gonna show you my drawers. Okay, these drawers, just to make it clear. So, okay, what the heck did I do? I do not remember. In this drawer, we have candles. These are not all of my candles. They're just the ones that I'm going to be using up here. And then we have like incense, all of the Bernie businesses. You know what I'm saying? Pretty sure this is Palo Santo, right? Is that what we are? Sorry, I'm just holding it up to read it. It reads like that. And we have another candle, and I cannot explain to you why I have my cat's hair. We won't talk about that. Okay, emotional. But that's really all that's in that drawer. That is not decor. So next up, this is a lot of witch casket stuff. And witch casket is something I still want to explore. I've shared we put a little bit of a pause, and we're just going to dabble occasionally when a theme pops up. There is one that I'm contemplating. If it doesn't sell out, I'm going to remind myself to go back. But there are a lot of witch casket things in here, and some of it is decor. Some of it's more like, what the heck was this? I don't remember. Oh, yeah. So some of it's going to be a little bit more of a DIY situation. So we might do those in a video, like this embroidery kit here. So we have like little spoons. I have this guy right there. And then we have a lot of these little sachets of ritual kits. So this is the multi-use money magic. That's the newest one that we got. I have a few, sorry that was so loud. I have a few that we have just got to use. I might just use them on my own, and we might do a little bit of a video. So there's that. What the heck else is in here? But look how like I was going to say, look how pretty it is. I've now ruined it. It's mostly organized. It's given the witch casket vibe. So that's that drawer. Then what is in here? So in here is basically like all paper products and some items that, okay, I never actually showed this item. I got it. This is like more of a straight up Harry Potter item. I'll be honest, I'm probably going to let this one go. But I bought it from an Etsy seller. If you know, you know. And I was, maybe this is my fault because I don't read descriptions quite well. I was quite disappointed that this is just like a piece of plastic and not glass. I don't know why I was expecting glass, or actually, I mean, I was expecting like the top portion to be probably plastic, but the backing to be glass, and it to be, I thought it was going to be better quality. So I wasn't really going to be promoting this per se. So I'm probably going to, actually, we're just going to set it aside because I do not see myself putting that up. Anything that reads to, I'm also not really leaning towards, and I never really did, outright Harry Potter stuff. I like just outright witchy stuff, and I do like aspects from the story that you will see, you know, on my bookshelf. If you watch the short that we dropped, I have some more details of like the bookshelves, so you can see like the classes and all of that, but they could really be any magical witchcrafty classes. So I don't tend to lead, and look, let's talk about decor really quick, and I'll show you downstairs. One of the reasons Matt and I were talking about this is a minor rant, that I don't really accumulate a lot of outright Harry Potter decor is partly I'm not particularly interested in it. I like more in-world stuff that can kind of feel like a general witchy world and might include things if you know kind of situations. But he made the good point of like a lot of Harry Potter things, they have to put the licensing so loud and proud, and it might be part of the deal, but it's a deal breaker for me. Like, I'll show you downstairs, but I have the Sword of Gryffindor, and that friggin' like made me cry. And it is a really incredible piece. And in fact, I would like to get like a bunch more in the sort of medieval weaponry realm. That would be cool, I'm just saying. But they had to, so there's like a little, you know what, I'll show you when we go downstairs. It annoys me, but when you have to put licensing on everything, even a replica, it's not a replica anymore. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that was a quick rant there. But yeah, most of this is just paper products. Like, so I have little prints like that. I don't know. I feel like some people are interested. I'm just showing you my drawers, you guys. We saw this print recently, but I save a lot of little prints that I feel like these were part of like a mystery box. Prints like these are from Witch's Moon. Good golly, I wish Witch's Moon, their subscription boxes were vegan. Unfortunately, they're not, so I just buy from the shop because they just have some really, really great stuff. But I save them because they could go on a pin board. And we have some more in-worldy stuff, if you know, from the Cursebreaker box. That was so fun to do. Those are in here. I have some enchanters. I don't keep a lot of enchanters. Really, I think these are the only two I have. Is that one not up my alley or what? And then we've got, here, let's pull this one out. We're just doing a full, you know. So if you plan to rob my house, you know where things are. I'm just kidding. Please don't. So this is just like a paper products box. No, drawer is what these are. Okay, down here, what is in here? So this one I have, because the other thing I did is I didn't just reorganize, I downsized. I thought I was done. I was not. There's always more you can let go of, so I don't have that to show you, but I did let go of a number of things. These are the ones that I've kept. I love, love, love everything by Dread Illustrations. So there's that. I'll probably acquire a bit more for another room. But if you want to see like a full pin tour, we have narrowed them down quite a bit. Let me know. So that's all that's in here. And then just like pin tacky businesses. So she's a pin drawer. Okay, what's in here? Oh, excuse me. Let me in, will you? Okay, these I bought from R.I.P. Joanne. Okay, I kind of miss Joanne. I kind of miss it. I got these from Joanne. So these are just little bottles. I have 2 containers of those, and then I have 2 So these are more like square bottles of these that I eventually, oh wait, hold on. There's more. I got a little carried away with the bottles. This one, I think, other side, Aubrey. I like to look at things and go, maybe I will use it for a different reason. I don't use Q-tips and stuff like that, so they'll be coming out, and these will become basically what I want to do. And I'm hoping to do a little bit more is I do want to get into some DIYs. I'm hesitant to call them DIYs. They will not be like a, here's a walkthrough on how to do this. It's just going to be me doing it. There's a number of things that I want to do that we'll do in videos, but these would be more of like an apothecary shelf or an apothecary container. So that would be really cool to explore. And I don't remember what's in here. Okay, so on the other side, oh, right. Okay. On this side, can we get an angle here? We got a little divider. So we have basically, I don't know, this isn't cohesive, but this section is like jewelry making supplies. And there's a few little bits. These are other things that I plan on doing, is making my own little like charm bracelets and stuff. Why not? You know what I mean? And then we have other jewelry making. There's that one, cute. I have two of those, so they're matchy-matchy. We've got the butterflies. Okay, that one's missing a wing. R.I.P. that wing. Okay, sorry, sir. And we have some flowers. I have ideas for those. What is in here? Oh, this is also jewelry making supplies. I have even more supplies on the other side of like DIYs. I don't know, maybe I'll just show you real quick. That I plan to do. Okay, this is a bit of what was in that closet. That's all of it, really. So we have frames. I have way too many of the same frame, and they actually go a little far back. Okay, this one's like a little bit tougher to see, but we've got like some, okay, they're frames. And I have like smaller ones down here. I have trays. We have this tray and lots of little like trinkets. Basically everything that's in these drawers does not currently have a place. So I have like this. It's like a really cool lock. Pretty sure I got this. I think Witch's Moon is where I got this one. Yeah. So I might be adorning that to a trunk of some kind. That would be cool. These guys, I don't really have a place for yet. They'll probably go on the shelves behind me, honestly. And this, I need to find a place for it. Oh good. Okay. This is one of my favorite items. Look at this gorgeousness. I wanted to fit it in my herbology section, but I just couldn't find a place where it would also stay, how did this go? Stood up. Yeah, where it would stay stood up, because this is actually, it has a sharpness to it. Okay, we do not want that to fall. These, pretty sure I got these from Witch's Moon. They are actually like a perfume. I'm not planning on using them as a perfume. I just felt like the bottle was like wicked cool. So there's that one. We've shown these, but if you've not seen that video, this is kind of a little bit of an overview of what does not currently have a place right now. And I think these are going to be like a little bit spread out. And I didn't just want to like, I don't know, I didn't want to just put things out to put them out if they don't have a place. It must call to me. And this drawer is just my excess like faux candles. I would like to build like a full-on collection of black candles. That would be cool. These are extra floating candles. And then we have cloches. Okay, we have this like tall one right here. These are the sorts of things. So we have that one. I will not be, let me tell you, keeping that base be as light as it is. We will probably be staining it. And then we have another one inside this one and that one there. And this base was part of something else. But I think once I find the right glass piece for a cloche that could fit in here, it would look really cool. So yeah, there's that. Those will be basically future DIY pieces. This is something that I want to like if you're familiar with my herbology section, there is a cloche and it was already like pre-done and actually from Kohl's. Surprise, surprise, but I love it. But I've been wanting to do my own with different takes to them. So I think they would be fun to do as a video or as part of a video. All right, I legit don't know what's in here. We have more containers. So we have this guy here. Oh, these guys, these bats. I think actually, this is gonna, hint, this is gonna fit into this year's theme. So I might, and I have a whole box of stuff that's gonna fit into this year's theme in the storage unit. So I might bring that back and then put this with it. And then same for this. Actually, that's a vase. And then this one here, I need a place. Okay. We might be, these are the like wall hands. Well, actually they could be one of two ways. They could look like that. If you remember, these were from, what order here, Aubrey? These are from Spirit Halloween. So I got these Halloween time, or you could do that. So I have 2 sets of those. And then underneath we have those like creepy kind of creatures. Oh, what did I call that video? It's like a curse items, if you're curious about those. We have not put them up yet because we will be doing a number of projects this year, I hope. Just little nooks and crannies, little, maybe not little upgrades to the house in general. But those were intended to go like right over either on this wall or maybe the wall on the other side. I'm not sure. And the reason they haven't is because I don't like rushing things. I want to, when I'm building like sort of a collage wall, I want it to feel really cohesive and curated. Like when you are just buying things and putting them up and not like thinking it through, and maybe just pause and like hold on to it. I think it can look so much better. And actually, let me take a quick moment to show you a tiny bit of decor in here that I did. Totally forgot about it. I'm gonna have to get on my chair. If you recall, we have a shelf that goes up above the door frame here. Okay. Oh God, I'm gonna break my neck. I have added a touch to this side. So over here, I added the little bat cauldron. I'll probably put some kind of like faux greenery in there and have it drop down. And then I have the Curses and Hexes book, florography, and then a couple scrolls, and then this jar. Where did we get that? I feel like that was Witch Casket. That's right. And then these containers, what came in them is not in them, but I still kind of like dig how it looks. And then this one here, which we got from Killstar, if you remember. So I'll end up putting something in it, but for right now, I just was playing with like shapes and how everything looked together. So that's a touch of decor I've added to the studio. And then here are a couple of pieces that just did not fit in the drawers. If you remember this is easily one of my favorite pieces I got during Halloween season. It's so, so cool. It's another one that's like, hey, don't rush it. Just like get this situation planned out, but it will be going on a wall somewhere. And then we have the coffin bookshelf that we recently got. So I need to find a spot to like house that. But there's even more when it comes particularly to like DIY stuff in the doors here, in the storage here underneath all of my shelves in my studio. I mean, I have like more bottles. I have things that can go in bottles. I have like so many different crafting opportunities. I just like, I don't want to rush into it. I want it to be something that I'm not just doing to make a video. I'm doing because like I have a vision and I want it to go on my shelves and I want to try making it myself. So we'll get to those when we get to them. I'd like to get to them soon, but that was a really big accomplishment, okay, to like go through all of that. And then in that process, there were a number of things that I let go of. I do not have those to show you because I already took them to Goodwill. Okay. And there were a number of things that were set aside. Actually, there's a number of things that just like went up for sale. And I'll include a little bit of those in a short. Really, I think it's just a lot more Harry Pottery things, if I remember right. Actually, let me show you a whole other box. I just kept decluttering. Well, that's not, okay, this isn't all for sale. Cause like this right here, I think I just pulled it out. I need to put this with my decor. That's a keeper. But if you're curious, I've got like what did I put up? What is it called? The hogshead pitcher that you would see in the Great Hall that is going up for sale. I just came to the realization that you know, some things I'm just not going to use. I might find it's really cool. It's currently unavailable, so she's going for a pretty penny, but I just, if I'm not going to use it, it is not doing me any good. Nothing, whatever it is not doing me any good sitting in a drawer. Like kind of what I want my drawers for eventually. It feels weird talking about drawers, okay? Are things that like, I don't mind having some decor because it gives me a little bit to like pull from and change things out because I'm an ADHD girl, so I get easily bored. And we'll kind of talk about that because I have a new vision literally happened today. Actually, it's not fully curated, but yeah, there are a number of things. Like, for example, these, sorry, this is a little out of place, but these coins, we've got like Gringotts coins. I have these from Noble Collection. Those are going to go up for sale. I have way too many Labubus. Okay, way too many. And I have decided, we've both decided, I'll show you when we get down there how many. It's creepy. It's a drawer of creepy. I'm on board. I get it now. Labubu is creepy. Okay, I get it. And that's probably why I like Labubu. I told Matt Labubu is like the new Chucky. Like, Labubu just has a face that it's going to attack you in your sleep. And I dig it. Okay. I didn't dig Chucky. I might rewatch that. But these are two that I'm going to be selling. This one mostly for me because yellow is the most atrocious color I could ever look at. Ever. It's disgusting. I hate it. I'm repulsed by it. And maybe it's because it reminds me of the sun and I'm internally a vampire. I don't know. I don't want to hate things. But like, I like it for a little bit of lumos. I don't mind the light that offers, but like in color on things, I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay. I feel like we all have our colors that we just don't dig. And then this one, it was mostly just a texture thing. We're going to let go of that one. But I'm keeping a lot of the others, partly because I have some plans, even if it just ends up being a short, that I want to do some custom Labubus, like make them a little bit more up my alley, a little more spooky, something fun. I have like fabric. I have some little outfits I might do. I have some ideas, but I'm letting it just like sit. Yeah, what is it? Yeah, like this here. One of the other things that is changing, and we'll get into it when I go downstairs, is the Disney aspect. So if you've been following for a bit, I have gathered a number of Disney things. We love Disney. We love Disney. I do love me some, you know, classic Mickey. It just makes me think of Disney. But as far as like my aesthetic and how I like to decorate, I lean a lot harder on the darker stuff. So I'm going to be a little bit more selective in what I get. Okay, Disney, I know you want to tempt me every time I go on your website, and you tempt my husband too. But I'm probably going to just mostly be keeping to like Haunted Mansion, Nightmare Before Christmas, and a number of non-Disney things that we'll talk about when we get downstairs. But what else did I get? Where's my phone? There's a number of things that I have gotten rid of. And then, yeah, let's go downstairs and I'm going to show you another little bit that I have put up of decor. She's not a lot. Hold on, I've got the phone. I'm going to show the people. What have we put up for sale? I would have shown you before I put it up, but I was just like, I was in a vibe. So a number of, basically right now, the only like cheery, happy, colorful thing Disney-wise that I'm keeping is Toy Story. And it's particularly just, I'm going to say replicas, Matthew. Okay, they are the characters that I'm keeping for right now. But everything else I'm just like letting go of. So this is like a Charmed Aroma candle. I have that up for sale. I have a whole bunch of these like Miniso figures that are so stinking cute, and I was so genuinely excited to get, I've got Lotso, I got the Alien, and then Rex is my favorite, but I'm just like, you can enjoy things, and then how you decorate and curate your home can be its own vibe, and I really like things to have a clear vision and vibe. And then what else? We let go of this. Not gonna lie, reminded me of somebody that I thought was a friend. Wrong though, Aubrey. I've got a couple of like Harry Potter wax seals I have up for sale. I have a lot of things up for sale if you're curious. They're up on Mercari. And if you and you're overseas and you want to support or you want to pick up any of the items I have for sale, I can always list it on eBay. Just know I'm gonna do my best to keep that shipping low, but it's a little out of my control, okay? But I love me a wax seal, and I'm actually, it would be so cool. I was thinking it would be so cool now that we've switched the name over to Crypt and Crescent to have a wax seal that embraces both of that. So I would like to make my own custom one. That would be cool. And then like, for example, this one I am going to put up for sale. This one, oh my God. It is like the most gorgeous mug I have ever mugged before, okay? It is it's a haunted house, like Halloween-y mug. It's stunning. The drip work is stunning. It was from an artisan back when I was on Instagram, because if you don't know, I'm not on social media. Can't do it. But it was one of those, like, there's a drop, you get it as fast as you can. Not a cheap mug, but these are artisan made. And I have been hanging on to it for so long because I love it so much. But you know what I realized? Let me know if you are like this. I've acquired a number of mugs, okay? Do you remember the Santa mug that I acquired? It was a like white, didn't realize until I got it home that was a little bit more pearlescent, and it gave off a little bit like, I don't know, somebody peed on Santa, okay? Didn't dig that. But one thing that I realized is if a mug is too weirdly shaped, I will not drink out of it. If we're getting too fancy and it's too, especially also if it's too weird to clean on the inside, too many like weird holes and what are we doing here? I just won't drink out of it. And for this one, I'm just trying to show, like, there's so many reasons that I'm going to let go of something. And I think some people, when they're watching people downsize and let go of things, they just assume, oh, you just don't like it. I bleep and love this mug. It's gorgeous, but I'm a very materialistic person. Let's be honest. Like, I love things and I love decorating with them. And I love the magic of there's nothing and then there's something. Like, somebody created this thing. It's super magical. But I'm not so attached to things that, like, if my house is on fire, I only care if I lose my husband and my cat. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to make me sad and we're starting from scratch and it's going to suck. But I'm not going to cry over it. You know, well, I probably will. Let's be honest. But like, when it comes to like letting go of things that, you know, I really, really love, there's a lot of reasons for it. So I just feel like there can be a lot of assumptions out on the receiving end of the internets. And then, yeah, I've got some like enchanters up for sale because I dig the enchanter, but I don't like need every single one of them. They're just not my vibe. And yeah, I think that's everything else. And then I've just been like going through and taking things that I have up for sale as like sort of a bulk lot and splitting it out because we're trying to sell things. So yeah. And what else? Okay, so that's everything. So basically I went through, I cleared my closet. It's now organized. It's really, really satisfying. I won't show this to you because this isn't really pertaining to decor, but I also had a hot mess of a situation over here when it comes to like shipping stuff out to you guys of what I do sell. And I always like to like put stickers on it. I don't know why it looks like I was about to slap you there. Sorry. But I like on the label, I like to put stickers. I like to make it feel a little personal. I like to write notes, but I like them to be as close as I can to like what the item is. So I have a number of Disney things up for sale and I still have some remaining Disney stickers. So I'll like to kind of keep it, you know, in line with what the person ordered. So I basically like just reorged the whole thing. It's so satisfying, but we don't need to like, I don't know, it might bore you, but I'll put it in a short or something. So let's now go downstairs and look at my shelves down there. And then we're going to go downstairs and have more of a conversation. Because the other thing that happened is we filed our taxes. So we might be making some plans. Okay, let's get downstairs. All right, so we are now on our second floor. This is my like kitchen area over here. And I'm not sure how many like new people have really seen these shelves. They have been so many things. They used to be like full on Harry Potter shelves and now they're mostly just dark and witchy, and we'll probably do a little bit more with them. But really the only thing, I mean, we still have a number of Harry Potter things in here, but they're like replicas, so I feel like they could fit in too. I mean, Sorcerer's Stone is just a cool stone. So the one thing I did add, we're getting on another chair. We could do this. Okay, we're getting old here. Is on the very top, because we don't really have a lot on this top shelf here. You mostly don't see it in videos, so I don't care, but I would like to address it. So right now I put this pyramid shelf that is from Killstar, and then this skull right here. This was just out for Halloween, so I need to like put things actually on the shelf and maybe in the drawer. And it might not stay here. It might go downstairs, because it has a little bit more of a, what is this vibe? Oh my god, have we been showing literally, this is my Christmas tree skirt. We took the tree out. Turns out Hermione threw up on it. Okay, so she's just laying out for you all to see. I need to get to that. And the irony is that I just carpet cleaned all of the upstairs, but we've got a freshly, no, not freshly vomited Christmas tree skirt. We're keeping it real here, okay, you guys? But yeah, that's really all I've done in this area, and we're going to be doing a bit more, probably not in this video. So yeah, I might do that in another one, but let's now go downstairs because we just had a conversation. We did our taxes yesterday, and we're getting a chunk of change back. To be fair, we done paid that chunk of change, so we are due it back. Can we be like other countries where it's like just done for you? This is not a thing. That would be great. All right, so what I'm doing now, focusing, we're going to go downstairs. If you recall, we have called this room a number of things. It is not technically, it is in our garage. And it's, well, the new name for it, well, that's changing now too, is the Crypt. And I'm going to talk about it. But what I did is I took all of the books that I recently hauled in that bookshop with me, and they went down there and I pulled out everything that wasn't spooky. This is my space that is more, let's call it the crypt of cuteness. Creepy crypt. It is the place for the plushes and the Pop Marty things that are a little bit more spooky, that sort of stuff, and the Haunted Mansion, and, well, not like the bedroom, but I basically took everything off the shelves and I just redecorated it. And let's talk about it and I'll show you. All right, welcome to my cute but creepy crypt. Here she is. Most of what I've done is on the shelves. So as you can tell, the shelves are still white. And as you might know, that's not my aesthetic. It never really was. And that was going to be part of the plan of the change, and it might still be. But what I have done is what's on the shelves. That has changed quite a lot, and also what's on top of the shelves. So up here, we got all the spooky things. We got the Nightmare Before Christmas. I did keep, see what I mean? Like I said, I was going to keep the spooky Disney stuff with that Mickey one there. Actually, this is all Nightmare Before Christmas. We got my bat. I moved this cauldron up here. Thought it was cool because we got an extra one. My new bear from Vampire Freaks, and my vampire cat, my Mothman, picked that up at Barnes & Noble. All the things that we just picked up, my Chupacabra in the background. And then this over here hasn't changed a lot. This is my Toy Story area. So this is not real dark. It's the one exception to this room. But what's changed is basically I brought over, and again, bear in mind, this is a garage. We don't have a lot of outlets. It's just dark, okay? But I feel like it works for it, right? Eventually, I was going to say eventually we'll add lights here, so it's a little bit brighter in here. That might be true, but these might not be staying in here. We'll talk about that in a second. But we brought in all of the books. These are Matt's books, so we got a lot of manga up here. I brought in some like faux plants. Ain't no plants growing in here, you know what I mean? And then I just like kind of curated from what I have. These are all Nyota, if you aren't familiar. So, I swear, some people don't know how to say Nyota. How did that guy say it? I don't remember. Nyota? No, I don't know. And I haven't gotten rid of the other ones. They're just like packed away. I wanted to see what it looked like to just have like my favorite darker ones here. So we have that one. There's like a sleeping one there. I love this one. I think it was called Feelings. So just a little bit more of the darker vibe. I also love that she had the cat. And then these are the books that there we go, get centered here. or actually some of the books that I've recently picked up. So basically, most of this is just going to be horror and thriller books because that's what we just picked up, and that's also the vibe of the room. So no real rhyme or reason to the sections, mostly. I mean, I kept the Riley Sager books together. And I did kind of mostly keep the characters. Like what wasn't working for me is I didn't just want shelves of like stuff. Like, I know this is shelves of stuff, but I feel like with the books, they're just like really cool accentuations. And by not having every single item from every single like full set of something, and instead just getting the ones that I really like, that's not to say we won't do blind boxes, because like the Hirono one, which I'll show you over here, was like, she killed it. And then same for actually just Hirono in general. So there's sometimes it's a full set, I'm going to get the full set, but I just feel like it highlights the character a little bit more and what's cool about it. So there's like little pops of cuteness on top of the books going on here. And we've got a horror story candle I brought in. I'll do that. Like, this is just a beginning situation. I just like had fun one day and just took everything down and put stuff up. And then down here is probably, this shelf is the only one that has rhyme or reason. It's mostly classics, so Edgar Allan Poe, Frankenstein, Dracula, and various versions of all of them. Shirley Jackson, I also consider a classic. And this puzzle right here, I thought it looked really cool. And I like having like more things I would do as well down here, because I mean, that's what reading is as well, like, but just the spooky things. So I've covered this artist before. If you want, just let me know, and I can always send you a link to this artist, but they make really detailed, mostly puzzles, I think, and there's a newish one that would fit into this year's theme that I'd like to get my paws on. But this is the Edgar Allan Poe Macabre? Is it, it's just macabre, right? Why is there an R? French. Macabre Mansion. It's just super cool. And then over here is the Stephen King section that I have. And then what I did is I took my Hironos. So most of these, I think, yeah, almost all of these Hironos were from that like Halloween-y set. So this one, I don't know. I just felt like it was really cute in the cloche. And just like some other cloches you're going to see, I'm probably going to take this base and dye it black, because we don't do these light colors, just like this is not staying as it is. And this Hirono I put here, can you piece it together? I mean, I don't know if this Hirono is supposed to be a crow. It probably is. Oh, I just dropped a piece. We're going to have to remember to pick that up. Sorry, sir. I'm going to go with Raven. So I put it in front of the Edgar Allan Poe collection, obviously for reasons that are obvious. And I don't know, I feel like this one just kind of fit in. But this one here, let me pull it out. Actually, the clown too. I just wanted to go for it vibes because this is a Stephen King shelf. And then this one also gives the it vibes, literally. So yeah, this one has rhyme and reason to it. This one is just more of the books that we picked up. I just put some on the shelf. This sucker, I actually was recently gifted this in a, what is it called? Is it Secret Santa? When you swap and exchange? White elephant, at my job. And the person was actually thinking of me when they got this, which was really, really sweet. But it's it's just plastic, this one. So probably quite affordable, but it lights up and it can be like more of a bluish light or warm white. And then this base here, I mean, take your guess. I'm gonna dye that black or paint it black. I'm gonna probably try and stain it first. And then I just have my Maymays. I have definitely decided this is my favorite Maymay ever. So we have that one, and then these aren't all of my Maymays, but I didn't want to like overdo it. And then down here, I brought, this was in that closet. So this is also R.I.P. Joanne. It's a kind of like storage situation. Very, what's the word I'm looking for? What's that called? Divination vibes. And I think what I'm going to do, what I'm going to put in it is probably like my markers and colored pencils, because I'll show you, I have my coloring books down here too. That way I have like all supplies and then I can easily access it. But otherwise it is my Wednesday section, because we have my Enid werewolf, and then my 2 skull pandas. They're a little difficult to see because they're behind the couch here, but my 2 skull panda Wednesdays. And then up here, so this is just like continuing his manga. That'll probably change. I'll talk about that in a second. And then we have Hirono. So because I kept this whole set, they're kind of like all over the place. And at some point I need to get like something that sort of holds them in place, because some of them stand just fine and some of them need a touch of support, but I don't want to see the support, if that makes sense. She needs to read like magic. More books of what we just picked up. A Hirono, and then these notebooks, like they're just notebooks. So I was going through that like storage space in my studio that's like underneath the shelves, and these were in there and they just weren't getting used, and they might not, but they are at least used as decor. I do count that as a use, you know. And then we have my favorite Hirono, this bear here. So I have a number of Stranger Things books that I acquired just like when I was watching the show, and also when we went out on the bookshop, like this one here. And then this skull panda, I put it here because if you watch that video, it gives me the Demogorgon vibes. Like, look at these suckers. So I felt like it just, and then the color palette too. Felt like it fit in. And then this one, this little light up situation, if you know the Stranger Things-y story, then you know this little bunny rabbit was on. I think we need new batteries. And then we have this Eddie puzzle. So obviously when I use the puzzle, I'll take it down and there'll be a bit of an empty space, but it's a puzzle, like it's gonna go back and fill the space again. And then we have the other skull pandas that I got. These books do have, I think these are almost all true crime nonfiction. So like books about bats and, actually I don't have a lot of true crime. I need to get more true crime, but we have our Grim Reaper, and this Hirono is one of my favorite Hironos. And then this cloche, I just put it here just to like hold the space up and just see how it looks. But eventually I will, you know, stain this one and then do something on the inside. Or maybe something else goes there, but I just wanted to get a little bit of a silhouette and then something to hold it. And then I have another puzzle from the same artist. That is the H.H. Holmes Murder Castle. I've not put these together yet, but I felt like the Plague Doctor was pretty perfect. I feel like for that era, maybe it's not the same century? I don't know, but I feel like it fits. And this was also upstairs in that closet. I think I'm going to put pens in it because I do look for pens occasionally. And then we have more manga, and this is where I brought down like the games and cards and other puzzles, the creepy crochet that we just got, things that I think this was meant to be. Things are falling. This is why I need things to hold them up. Can you stay? There we go. So anyway, and then I have my new Zamomos over here. That one, and this guy. Yeah, this Zamomo's a guy. Yeah, a dude. And then I was bringing more spooky things down. So we have this little plate here, and I have been acquiring, sorry for the lighting, a number of really cute prints. If you watched us go to Rose City Comic Con, we'll probably be going again this year and mostly focus on like the spooky things, but this would be one of those spooky things. They're just a little bit more cutesy, and that's what I have in this space. So I love this print. It might end up going on a wall somewhere, but it's just filling the space right now. And then more Labubus and my little Binks. If you watched the Christmas video, and I thought the Hocus Pocus book next to it was perfect. So anyway, she is kind of like staying like this and kind of not. Because, so basically I mentioned upstairs that we just filed our tax return, our state and federal and all the things. And we have a bit of money going to savings, a bit of money that we can do a little bit with the house. And we want to like really maximize it. And initially, and I kind of talked about this last year, I'm not going to show you the room right now. It's a nightmare. We just tidied it, but It's actually not that bad, but it's the room that was originally going to be the Slytherin room if you've been following for a while. Then that changed, and I never actually said this, but it was going to become the dungeon. Actually, maybe I did say it, but it was going to have more of a dungeon-esque vibe. And then in here is like the creepy but cute crypt. So in thinking more about it, because we were going to start on that and use some of that tax return money to, like, literally we're looking at a couch that's like $1,200, but it's gorgeous. It was going to be a pretty expensive room, which is fine. We were going to do it down the road. But I just personally felt like it's a little unfair that I get to decorate all of these places. And if you don't know, his office is on the other side of this curtain. So that's all he gets is half of a garage. And so I thought, you know, it can be hard for me when I have a thing I've decided in a sort of vision to change that. But once I know what the new vision is, then I can adapt to that. So I started pondering, or we started pondering that room and like, well, what if we just took, and I'm going to show you because I have a bunch of the decor underneath, like in the storage of this couch. That I have set aside to be for the dungeon area. Like, what if I took all of that stuff and also the money we were going to spend and invest it in other places of the house? Because there's so much more building out of the house that I want to do, like little nooks, full-on walls, like little purchases that can make a big impact. I want to maximize what we have because we're not rolling in the money here, you know what I mean? And this just feels like a win-win situation. So basically, this space, we were going to start planning to like paint all this. We are doing away with the white. She's not staying. Paint the walls, all the things. And it was going to become more of a darker, creepy, but cute crypt. That's still going to be the case. We just got to ponder what that looks like. It's just going to shift into that room now. And we're going to take everything that was going to be in there, not everything, because we're not buying the $1,200 sofa, and put it in other places. Like there's more shelving I want to build. There's shelving that doesn't have space. Like, I don't know. This is what I was talking about where I think it's good to not be super impulsive. And that was, I wouldn't say that was the beginning of this channel, but we did go a little crazy with the purchasing. I'm not saying that stopped, but I feel like I've become a lot more mindful in curating what comes in and why and where is it going. Don't always know the where, but like feeling a lot better about what comes in and that it like represents my taste and interest now. So this is going to shift in there. Those will be their own videos doing whenever those things happen. And then this is going to become his space because he just doesn't have a lot of room and he's got the things he wants to collect and be able to live like a human being and not a hermit. I don't know. So and then underneath here, a lot of the things that I have set aside, I have a number of other things I went to the storage unit. I pulled out like darker florals and stuff, but they'd fit in the rest of the house. And I've wanted to move everything to a darker vibe. I mean, it is kind of already darker, like the studio, the second floor, but I feel like we can go even darker. So there is some like decor that I pulled out that was going to go in that room that is now going to go like all over the place. So let me show you that real quick. Okay, what have we got? Actually, I'm not sure there's anything. So these lift up and we do have some things. Here, I'm gonna do like a little bit of a haul, you guys. So down here we have storage underneath each one of these cushions. So I have like candles. I basically brought everything that felt dark and dungeony and all of that. And this right here, so this is I think it's clear. It's like a spooky mermaid. This was from, I forget the name of the line, but it was from Michael's. And I had really wanted it and it wasn't available until they were literally getting rid of Halloween stuff and it was on sale and that was available. And it was going to be in a very Slytherin-y spaced room because obviously mermaids makes sense, Black Lake, all of that. But I still think she's pretty creepy. So she's going to go somewhere. That's all that's in this one. This is why we hide this with blankets. What is this blue? What was I thinking? Under here. Okay. You might be able to see the darker, spookier vibes. Some of these things that have been used in other places. Got the snake one. We have these were things that were upstairs in that closet. We have a little tray. We've used that for our previous Halloweens. I felt like these guys would fit in a very dungeony vibe, but they would also fit in the rest of the house. And then same for this. If you remember, Got this mermaid from Michael's too. Little skeleton mermaid. She's really cool. And a bunch of other frames. So we have the Raven frame here. We got that from Powell's, although it's from Alchemy of England. I need to shop there. There are a number of other things I want from them. And this frame too. You see what I mean? Like, she can go in the rest of the house easily. There are some things, like we had bought this pillow for a more Slytherin-y vibe. This was Disturbia, yeah, and some other blankets, but I think she can still fit. What else is in here? Like, you could probably see the aesthetic coming together as far as like a dungeon vibe. So there's our little casket. And then we've just got like another Joanne piece. What was this called? Place and Time. RIP again, but I've seen these items elsewhere, so wasn't particularly unique for Joanne. So I feel like that can go somewhere else. Okay, let's see what's under here. I used to have some plushes on this couch, but I just had to keep moving them every time I wanted to sit here. So that's why they're up top. Okay, we have a number of things. These are things that I haven't shown you guys because I was going to do a Slytherin haul. Then it was no longer going to be that room, so I was going to do a dungeon haul. And now those things are going to go elsewhere. Minus one thing, I will show you that. It's a piece that is going to go in the bathroom out here. But this is one item. It is one of the few, actually I never showed you the sword and what I was talking about, but literally says Harry Potter on it. But this is one of the ones that I feel like, it's part of the magical creatures line. If you can't tell, it's a Grindylow. Grindylows, like, they could just fit into any kind of magical, fantastical world. And I've been wanting to take this one because I don't love a lot of the things in that line, to be honest, but I did dig this one and I want to put it like in a cloche, like, so it feels like it's water, but I feel like it could fit just fine on the shelves upstairs. So there's that. And then like this one, I don't know if we've ever used these. This was from Home Goods. The details. So we got a very snaky vibe. It's got that snake going all the way up the top. Can you see the dungeon kind of coming together here? So I have two of those, little candelabra. I have candles. I have, oh, we have the Slytherin wax seal. Okay. I forgot. So we got rid of the other ones, but I think I will keep this one. There's the Slytherin wax seal. Being a Slytherin and all, we have like, sorry, it's gonna get loud. Chains. We also have loud cars because we're in a garage. You probably can't hear that, but I sure can. Then we have, I have some Death Eater masks. I'm not sure where they're going to fit in. These are from Noble Collection. They were going to go. So I have the wall plaques that they go on, but the wall plaques to me don't feel very in-world. So these were just going to be kind of laying around. So I don't quite know where they're going to be yet. I don't know. I might fiddle around with them and just put them on the shelf and see if I dig them there. I don't know where I was going to put them. And I think this is something that I brought back from the storage unit. A little skull, not a little one. Skull with a snake. Bringing in the Slytherin-y, dungeon-y, black and silver vibes that I like. And then I just have like skeleton hands. You can't go wrong with a skelly hand, you know? But that is kind of everything I was going to show you. So we have a lot of plans actually we have a lot of plans. We got to figure out what the plan is exactly, but I'm hoping to make a good like impact on this house in a lot of different places and more places to display things. Let me know if you do want to see a video just putting some of this decor out. I could definitely do that because it needs to go somewhere. I don't like having things in storage if they could actually go in a space and make it cooler. But yeah, we got to sort this out because we're going to move it in later, and I'm excited. And that's a wrap on this video. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.